Okay, welcome to Freelance Upskill community. Our session for today is about um, the settings of Divi, settings of the Divi container or block, and then settings for the row, and then settings for the column. Okay, so let's start. So if you are in my internship program and you have an account here, so go to your account and then log in. Log in your account, and then you can go to the back end of the WordPress backend. Log in. Okay, you will know that you are already logged in. uh, there's an indicator here on the right side of your name. Okay, so go to the backend. Oh, sorry, but before that, um, we have one concern about Miss Anna. Okay, if you are concerned about your back end, your what you call this, photo, back end photo here. Okay, you have to select the settings and then edit your profile. Cover photo, I mean. So just click here and then put a if you want to change the cover photo, um, you may do so. You're going to have a print screen or a JPEG file, and it's automatically will adjust here inside your cover photo of your profile inside our um, community page for internship. Okay, so no matter how big it is, it will going to widen up to fill the full container here of your um, cover photo. Okay, so when it's done, you're going to update the profile, and don't forget to put your about here or your what you call the pitch on your about. Okay, so it's 180 characters to fill this one. When you're done, then that's the time you click the update profile. Okay, so if you're going to make a new activity, for example like this one, you have to go here at the back end of your WordPress. Okay, so now once you're inside your back end, okay, just in case you don't have a folder yet, so click this page folder and then create your own folder name. So once you create your name, for example mine, go to your folder and then add a page, or you want uh, to add the pages. Okay, so if I click this one, add new, it will ask a title, so I will put a demo. Okay, demo, and then publish it. So once I publish this one, okay, so demo is live. I'll go back. and check if it is already posted. Okay. If you see this note here or warning, just delete this line of your URL on the top. Can you see it?
Yes, kuya.
And then it will go back in your page. Okay. So check your folder again. So it's demo, said here demo, but you have to um, change this one, quick edit. You have to have a quick edit and then put it on your folder, because sometimes it's going it goes to someone's folder. So make it sure it is on your folder and then update. Okay. Once you update it, go back to the edit, and that's the time you're going to um, click that demo, click the demo, edit with Divi builder. Okay, click this one, and then I will start now. My demo will start here on a blank page. Okay, so last time I show you about the free template here. It's already made, but you're having a hard time on how to manipulate each container or column or block of these pages. So I'm going to start now on a blank page, so you can see the difference. Okay. So I will not save this one. I'm going to refresh it and then it will ask again if I'm going to what I'm going to use. If you don't click anything, it will go to a blank page. Okay, so it goes back again on the start. So I'm going to start building on a blank page. Okay, so once I check this one, it will ask for what type of row I'm going to use. If it's I'm going to use a new row with a single column, or divided into two column, three, and so forth and so on. This is the design of the um, column, division of columns, okay, on how it will be divided. Okay, so for now I will not click any row, so we can have concentration at the container. So this is the container, the blue one, the blue line here with a setting. Okay, this one is if you're going to move your um, container, okay, or your block. So this one is for settings, this one is to duplicate it. Okay, duplication of your um, container. So when you duplicate a blank, so it's automatically blank down here. Okay, so this one If you're going to save it on the library but you don't have access on it, so please don't click this one. And this one, if you're going to delete this section of container or block. So for example, I will delete this one, so it will ask again if I'm going to put a new row for the new block that I deleted. Okay, so for now I will not put anything on it, so just leave it like that. So now I'm on my container, so don't mind the space here because this is for the admin space. Okay, so but this one is part of the body of the web page. Okay, so now I will going to manipulate only or do some settings on the back end. Okay, or on the back end or in the container here. Okay, sorry. So this is container or block. So I'm going to click the settings. This is only for the container. So on the container, you can only just put background or link on the page. Okay, on the what you call this, the container. So it's not commonly used that you have URL on that particular um, block or container. So commonly you just put a um, background color, for example black. Okay, or whatever what particular color are you using. Okay, so you can click that. So any color, or if you have a specific color, so just put the hex here uh, to put your what you call this, your color palette or your branding color. So aside from that, you can use I'm going to delete this one, and then I'm going to choose, for example, the gradient is a 2 color. Okay, so this is how are you going to manipulate your container. So this is specifically a blank container. Okay, so you can change the color by clicking this one. You can change it to black, and this one you can change it to yellow, or you can reverse this one, invert the color. Okay, so just in case you don't want this and you want to go back into a fresh mode. Okay, fresh setting, so it turn into uh, blank again. So this is a transparent color out here. Okay, so if you're going to put a background image, so just click it and then add image. Okay, assuming I don't have this one and I'm going to upload a new one and I don't know the size. Okay, but before that you have to select your folder. So it will go to your folder and then select the file. If you have any folder, for example we have the community folder here. So for demo, this is my demo folder, and this is my demo wall. Okay, I'm going to select it and then just wait to load it and then upload an image. Okay, once it's done, you're going to upload the image now. Okay, so there's the background image for your container or block. Okay, your first block here. Okay, so I'm going to save it for a moment before I continue explaining about this one. So this one, and then I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to check it at the back of my um, page. Okay, so I'm going to click the community here. Okay, and then I'm going to click my account. Okay, go to my back end. It's automatically, because I didn't sign out, so it's automatically online on the new tab here. Okay, so go into my back end, and then I'm going to look for my folder, page folder. Okay, Felix, and then I'm going just to view my page that I made. Okay, right click and then view on the tab. So as you can see, we have the what you call this, global setting for our account login. So if you want to go on the home and then into the back end of the um, WordPress. Okay, so this is the wall that I made. So it's, as you can see, it's just like small because it doesn't have any um, image or content inside of it. So that's why it's small. Okay, so it doesn't change the height of this one, but the width is automatically full width or 100% using a 100% width. Okay, so how about if you are going to manipulate or set the spacing or the sizing? The sizing is for the uh, width. You can adjust the width, okay, of your um, container. So usually we don't touch this one because the default is automatic. So if you're just going to delete this one, it says auto, so it's automatically um, adjust on what device are you using. If you're going to use the desktop or desktop view, or you're going to use the tablet view, or if you're going to use the phone. So this is a safe adjustment or default for this one. Okay, this is for the sizing of the width. Okay, so we are not touching the height because once we put any content here, it will automatically also adjust the height. But in our demo for today, I'm going to adjust it for the max. So once I touch this one, okay. So it's 1000 height, and then let's see the. So as you can see, it moved now downwards. Okay, this space here is for the admin. It doesn't show here because only the admin can manipulate some controls here. So it doesn't preview into any intern or editor user. Okay, so this is how are you going to change the height for this one. Okay, so um, for me, I just leave it on the default. Okay, this is the undo. Okay, so this is for the spacing, for the margin. What is margin, for example? Okay, I'm going to sample how to use this margin. Okay, so I'm going to click this one first so I can add a new this is how are you going to add a new block or a new container. So I'm going to click this one. It will add it will ask for a regular, specialty, or full width. For now, I'm going to use the regular. So commonly I use regular. Okay, and then it will ask again for if I'm going to put a row, or if I'm going to divide the row into how many columns, and the design for the specific row here for the color green. Okay, so I will not touch the row again. I'm just concentrated only on the black or in the container. Okay, I'm going to put a color, not a image for the background. So for example, I'm going to use the green. Okay, it's too bright. I'm going to adjust the green into somewhat uh, turtle green. Okay, that's my favorite color. And then I'm going to adjust it to, if it's okay, I'm going to click yes. If I would like to make it transparent, so I'm going to touch the opacity here. This is the for opacity of the background. Okay, so this is the from pure color to um, make it lighter, or if you want to make it like a pastel color, so this is the adjustment. Okay, I think they call it U adjustment. Okay, so for now I just leave it to just like that. Yeah, then I will press OK, and then it will save. Okay, so everything I'm doing here is not saved yet, not until I click this one, the save. So why I click the save? Clicking the save, it make you safe for doing the particular page, or what activity are you doing. So just in case it happens something, it will break something, you can go back to the, if you lose connection, or some trouble happened, you can go back to uh, where you save your file. Okay, so why I did this one. Okay, so go back to the settings. So we are concentrated where our topic now is just only for the black or the container. Okay, so I'm going to go to the design, and then specifically into the spacing. So I'm going to show you what's the difference between margin and padding. So if I'm going to touch the padding here, I put a value on that. So what will happen, it will push down the other container, but this one, it doesn't um, move the height of the container. So once I'm going to add here, so that's the time it will push down, but together with the adjustment of the height of the container here, or the black. Okay, so that's the difference between the two of that. Okay, I'm going to put the default back again. Just clicking this, and then it will go to the default. Okay, so once again, if I'm going to uh, put a value for the margin, it will push down the other um, black here, or the container. So if I'm going to delete this one, and let's see the effect of touching only the padding of the bottom. Okay, so as you can see, uh, the container from the top and the container down below is connected still. They're still intact for each other. Okay, so but the height of this particular black or container, uh, it grows. Okay, it changes on the specific value that you put here. Okay, so that's the difference between them. So I'm going to put it back the okay. So we have two container here. So aside from that, margin and then the bottom. So that's the if you're new in Divi page builder or using WordPress, so this is the time how are you going to play around with specific um, what you call this module or container. So with respect to this container, you can play around first on the container. So don't be overwhelmed by clicking and clicking, adding and adding things that you don't yet know how to use the first stage. Okay? So aside from that, you can put all the designs are here. You can adjust it here, the settings. So what about the border? So border here, so it will, as you can see, this is the border radius. Okay, so it turns the border into um, rounded shape. Okay, so it's vary when it's turned into big to a big or change into height here. Okay, so as you can see, the effect of that one, it affects it here. Okay, see, so if you minimize this one, it minimize also the range for the roundness of the end of the container here. So I'm going to put the default. So this one, this means it links to each other. So unclick this one. So as you can see, it turns into light gray. But if you're going to link it, so it means when it's linked and then you put any value here, it affects all the sides. Okay, but if I'm going to for example, I'm going to turn that into the default and then unclick this one, and I want on the other side only. So that's the time the specific side only is changing. Okay, so but this is the container, so you don't have to put any design of it. So we need it to be full width. Okay, so what else? So shadow, if you put shadow, so you can see there's a shadow. If you turn that off, doesn't have shadow. Okay, so this is now formatting the black, okay, or decorating the black. So just play around on it and see what's the effect of you're doing. So uh, don't be scared. So be familiar first on and familiar on the tools and the settings for this. So when you are in a real job, so it's easily for you to perform because you are familiar now with the tools or the page builder that you are using. Okay, so you can see that it will change the color, the saturation, the hue. Okay, so if you touch something here, so that's the time it will ask if you're going to turn it back into its original. Okay, see that? So that's the time it will come out. But if you don't touch something, you cannot see that um, return to the default. Okay, for example, this one I didn't touch anything, so it doesn't show for the asking for the if I'm going to undo this or go back into its original or default settings. Okay, so darkness, okay, contrast, invert. So just play around with this one. So making sure you are familiar on the settings. Okay, blur, you want to blur it. Okay, so that's the effect. Okay, aside from that, you can blend it onto overlay, so it doesn't show anything because you don't put any background color. Okay, if I'm going to put a background color, it will affect my overlay here. Okay, facing, filter. Let's see. Oh, so it's not connected um, in the background color from the content settings here. Okay, so it doesn't match, but here I think this one image. So if you're going to adjust it here on the content here settings, okay, with two background, one with the color and the front is the image. So if you're going to put it on the background image overlay, it will now turn into um, black. Okay, lighten, darken, burn. So just play around with this one. Okay, and put it back into normal. So parallax is when you move something, it will stay. Only the frame or uh, the image that you are moving, the background is still on the its position. It will not turn. It will not follow the arrow or the what you call this, the I later I'm going to show you what's the effect of the parallax. Okay, so let's go back again and the design. Okay, so aside from border, shadow, filter is the color adjustment for your background here, background image. And then going to turn this back into normal. Transform, so what's the transform do? Okay, transform, it means it will uh, scale your it will scale your container. So not just only the image that is scaling, but the whole container or block. Okay, so be careful with this one, adjusting this one. So I'm not really adjusting this much. Okay, if you're going to transform or center it, so or if you're going to skew, okay, it will skew. See that? Or if you're going to um, rotate it, okay, if you're going to rotate, okay, so it will rotate 360. So this one, and this one. So different types of rotation. Okay. So I put it on the original. Okay, or default settings. Animation, this is the fade thing. So this affects only if the someone go to your page. So um, it have a delay for this one. How many seconds? Okay, so this is the default delay animation. Okay, if you're going to put a animation on particular, this is for particular container or block. So this is not for the whole page. Okay, so be aware uh, on this animation or where it will affect. Okay, so it will not affect every container, so it's just only what's inside the container. For example, you have a row and a column there. For example, you have three columns or three rows with particular column that you have. So the effect is for the whole row and container and column inside of this container or block. Okay, but on the second block, it doesn't affect. Okay, so I put it on a default settings. Okay, so you are free to put any time, opacity, or whatsoever here. Okay, just play around, it's okay, no problem. um, it's for you to play around. That's why I made this internship, for you to be familiar uh, with this type of tools, or if you want to be a freelance for WordPress web designer using Divi um, page builder. So it doesn't really so far different from any what you call page builder. They are almost the same, but it just only um, the presentation for these controls or these settings is the only difference, but it's almost the same. Every page builder are almost the same, so don't be overwhelmed when you say Elementor, Gutenberg. Actually, Gutenberg it's for coding, more on codes. Unlike for Elementor, it's also drag and drop. And then Breezy also, and then I forgot the other one. They are almost same. The only difference is the Gutenberg, it's more on um, old school type of page builder for WordPress. Actually, that's the original. I think the original page builder for WordPress. Okay, so I'm going to turn this back into original settings. The height. Okay. So why I'm going to turn this into its original, because we are going now to put a row. We're going to go to row now. So it doesn't the controls and settings are not different from each other. It's same on that. So what I'm saying is I'm going to click the row. I'm going to add a row now, and then commonly I use on my hero page a two what you call this um, column, using two columns. So I'm going to click this one. So as you can see, I do have now a row with a two column. Okay. Wait, I do have a post. Where is post? Okay, so now we have a one row with two columns. So particularly I'm putting image actually on the um, right side. Yep, right side. I'm putting image on the right side. For my preference, I usually put my image on the right side because that's right. Okay. Now selecting again my folder and then selecting the image that I like to put this sample here. So open, and then okay, I'm going to put it now. So as you can see, it's floating. It doesn't touch the end of the container. Okay, so I'm going to click it yes for first, and then I'm going to save it. So I will not repeat anytime that it happens something wrong with this. Um, yeah, sometimes it loses the connection. So it's better to save anything so you will not doing it again and again. Okay, as you can see, this one is not fully full width. Okay, so this is because this one, the size is only 80% of every window that this particular page or container being viewed is just only 80%. So it will not viewed fully as 100%. But if you would like to make it 100%, so you may do so 100% of uh, settings on it. But for me, um, I'm not doing it um, 100%. So maybe later if I think I need to make it 100%. But for now, I'm using it only for 80%. Okay? So whatever what you call this, the adjustment that you are doing on the container or block, it is same here. So just like I said, it's not so far the adjustments for each or for the settings. Okay, so it's almost the same, but it does have only particular uses. For example, this one is for container or block. Now we are now at the what you call this, the row settings. So but it's same. Okay, the only difference between the two, the block or container, is the division of column. So the only thing that you can put a division horizontally, okay, horizontally side by side, the only feature with that is the row settings. So you cannot put any row and then on the other side a row. You cannot do that. Only inside the row that you can put a division of a column for the modules. So we call this image module for image. This one we can call it module for the text. Okay. So this is the text. So it have a default um, text here that you can change. So for example, I use my what you call this, my my name. I put a text, for example, Felix here, okay, like that. And then I will change it to um, heading 1. So that's it. So I just change it here. So what else I can do for that? So I'm going to go now to the design. Okay, so once it now in the design, so I'm not going to choose the text because this is not a paragraph settings. This is for heading settings. So this one. So if I'm going to heading 2, it will not affect anything um, on this text because it is from heading 1. So this affects only the settings here on the heading 1. It doesn't affect anything on heading 2. Okay? So if I want to make this bold, okay, I can make it bold. And if I do have a particular fonts, I can upload it here, or I can choose it here. Okay, commonly I'm using a Century Gothic. Is it loaded here or not? So I think it's not loaded yet. So I'm going to, so I have to load it here first before I can use it. So for now, how to load that one? Okay, just click upload, and if you have downloaded something from Google Fonts, so that's the time you can uh, load it here. So for now, I didn't have any of that. um, I'm not prepared for doing that earlier to download a font. Okay, so let's proceed. So just for example, I'm going to use a common um, fonts. Let's, ayan, this one, the Arial. For example, I'm using Arial, so that's why. So heading 1, I use heading font. The font that I've used is Arial 1, and then I make it bold. If I would like to make it all caps, so it's easily just click this one, or I make it italic. So this is what you call the text formatting. So if you are formatting or putting a design on your text, that is called text formatting. Okay, so you can change the color. Okay, the default is black. You can change the size. Later we are going to talk about this one. This this is for responsive, or maybe we'll put time to discuss about this one. Okay, so let's concentrate only on the desktop setting. So later we will talk about responsive. Okay, the settings for responsive. So this is when you are doing this to make it responsive. This is what you call the website optimization. So you are optimizing the website or the web page to a responsive website. So you should have your tablet or your phone, so you can check it live if it's fit or if it's already um, the size is fit to phone or fit to view on the tablet or on the desktop. So I'm using a 24-inch um, monitor here. So sometimes it is different the output from the 19 inches um, monitor. So sometimes I have to adjust, okay, the settings. But this one we will have another uh, what you call demo for this one, or explanation or tutorial for this one. Okay, so for now, the spacing, okay, just in case you want um, this big of font here, or the size of font, and then you see it, it's bulky. That's the time now. I'm going to save this one, save it first. Okay, after I save it, I will now adjust, no, I will now adjust the setting size for my um, row. Okay, so why I adjust this one? Okay, so it doesn't affect yet. Okay, I'm going to turn it back into its original. So I'm going back here on the container. So you will see the effect now on how it will affect your um, font here. Okay, assuming I'm done doing the text formatting, for example. Yeah, I like that. I like the shadows and blah blah blah. Okay, so if I would like to adjust the shadow, where to put it, so you can adjust it. Okay, so easily adjust. So all the value here, and the what you call the message, or the title here, uh, it is equal to the front end code that we are doing at the back end. Okay, so we also have we're going to have also a coding for those aspirant or aspiring front end developer. Okay, so soon it will be also part of our um, tutorial here, or learning. Okay, so sizing. So even I put this one into 100%, it doesn't uh, give space for this one here. So let's try this one. So it still doesn't uh, affect. Okay, so I'm going to turn this back into its original, or default settings, and then let's try the spacing here. For example, I'm going to because this one is the uh, as I assume, I have to adjust the left and the right. I don't know if it's padding, for example. I don't know, it's I have to give a space for the left or for the right. Okay, assuming I'm not I don't know how to use this, so I have to test it, okay, from time to time, being familiar with this one. Okay, so as you can see, it doesn't affect anything. So but okay, let's go back and adjust. Okay, this one, let's adjust it, the size of this what you call row. For example, I made this one 100%, showing this one only. Okay, not the max yet, not the max yet. Okay, so click, and then let's see if it's affect now the sizing. So it doesn't affect, or the spacing. So nothing happens yet. So as you can see, this is how you should have the learning traits. You should have this type of learning uh, traits for you. So as you can see now, it is moving. Okay, so let's put it back in the default mode. Okay, I put this one, and then um, let's see if I could adjust this one for okay. So be careful of adjusting this one, and then making sure it's always on the middle. Okay, so um, as you can see it now, widen the space for this particular um, text. Okay, so by adjusting the max width of your um, row settings. Okay, so I'm going to click yes or save. I'm save it. And if I would like to put any, for example, like my on my portfolio, I do have a signature on the top as this, this one. Can you wait? Oh, I'm going to adjust the recording settings because it's just only sharing the am I oh yeah, so for example this one, just to share it with you guys, um, what I did on my personal portfolio. Okay, this is a PNG signature that I made in Photoshop. So I sign it and then make it um, this one. As you can see on my monitor, I don't know if you are seeing it in our shared. So you can see it on our. Wait, I'm going to adjust it in our sharing. So wait, yep, it is now adjusted. um, so but I cannot see you all. Why?
Talaga.
Mm, where is the sharing? Oh wait, yeah, it's not sharing. Oh, that's why. Well, anyways, so this is I use here a signature made from PNG. Okay, and same here. So how I did that, I just add another module here inside the row. So for example, I use another image. Okay, so image of my signature, but I don't have it yet on my folder. So assuming Okay, so you can put image, and then uh, so let's see if we can found something here in our media. Let's look for a PNG thing that we can use. For example, this bulb, I don't think it's oh yeah, this one is um PNG, so it's nice to make it as a sample. So we go to the design now, and then align it in the middle, and then I'm going to click this one, okay, and then as you can see, I can drag now my text from the bottom of this bulb. Okay, so if I would like to make this one um, at the middle of my image, so it's I'm going to put uh, a settings here. Okay, I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to put a spacing on the top of a padding top of that bulb, so it will push all the modules beneath with it. Okay, so and I'm going to click yes. Okay, so as you can see, I'm still floating on this side because actually this, what you call this, block or container, please turn off your microphone, guys. Okay, as you can see, we have a container here. The container here do have a default spacing, a padding spacing inside of it. So I'm going to make it 0. Okay, the spacing. Okay, from the padding, I'm going to click this one from the top and then the bottom. Okay, so it can be 0. So as you can see, it falls down like that. But for me, I think it's more nice to have a spacing only at the bottom. Okay, so put the original and make it this one on the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to click this one, and then that's okay. So since our container is on the 0 level, okay, so it doesn't have any spacing below, as you can see with the row here and the container are collide each other on the bottom, but on the top there's a space. Okay, so they don't have any space from the container and the row. But how about row and this column here? It's also have a default spacing. So that's the space, default space from column to row. So we are going also to select the default settings for the spacing for the row into 0. Okay, 0. So it will now um, touches the end of the what you call this, the column. So the column now and the uh, row are now touching each other on the bottom. Okay, so it's 0. So that's how um, you are manipulating these things. Okay, the settings. So another one, if I'm going to put a call to action, I'm going to click this one, add a new module, and then I'm going to click the button here, the button module. Okay, click here, for example, this one. Okay, uh, um, book a call. Okay, book a call, and then I'm going to select my link here. Okay, you can see, okay, my text is book a call, but the link I'm going to put it here, the link for my Calendly, for example, if I do have a Calendly, so I have to put it here. So when the client or if they want to book a call for you, when they click this one, it's automatically go into your Calendly. Okay, so assuming I did that, I am already done with that, and then I'm going to click uh, save changes, and then I'm going to save it. So it's not yet formatted. I'm going to format it, this one. I'm going back after it's saved. Okay, click this one, and then I'm going to design it now. So I'm going to align it in, if I want it to align it in the middle, or on its default from the left or from the right, so it's easy for me to do that. If I'm going to change the text from dark, okay, so it doesn't any effect yet, light, okay, and then dark, okay. If I'm going to style the button here, so click, and then that's the time you can change the uh, color of the text. Okay, for me it's green. Okay, the turtle green, for example, same as earlier. Okay, that, and then um, if I'm going to put any background, okay, background color, for example orange. Okay, so button border width, I can uh, remove that. Okay, button border color, so you can change the color of the border, the radius. So this is the effect for adjusting the radius of the border. Okay, you can for me, I'm going to use the default. Okay, button letter spacing, so if I would like to put a space between my um, letters here at the book a call, it should be book a call, book a call. Okay, we go back to the design, button, and then not. So change this one in, instead of green, I'm going to, yeah, spacing of the letter, default font. Okay, so for example, I'm going to use the Arial again. Okay, so if I'm going to use it to make it bold, the weight, okay, or if I make it um, all caps, and then the ugly color here, I'm going to change it into white. Okay, so it can be seen. Okay, what else? So if I put my uh, mouse here, it hovers, so I can change the icon here, the button icon. So for example, I will for example, because book a call, so I'm going to look for an icon that is phone. So see, for example, I'm going to use this one, the phone. when it's going to hover now, it have a phone. So it will also ask if you're going to put the icon place into right or left. So it's up to you now if you're going to choose right or left. For me, it's on the right because it's the right. Okay, you can put the shadow on the text. Okay, but you didn't put any shadow on the what you call the main button here, just only for the text. Okay, so, it do have also, oh no, this is for the text. Let's see for the bottom shadow border. So it doesn't have a bottom shadow, but there's a back shadow here but doesn't have any bottom shadow. So let's see if it will have an effect. So it's a separate adjustment for button shadow. So for example, I'm going to choose that or this one. Okay, so you can adjust also the positioning horizontally of the shadowing. Okay, so I'll put it on the default settings, filtering. So actually this one is good for the image. So this one you can choose, okay, by changing color, saturation, brightness, contrast, and so on and so forth. And then you can also put a for example, let's use the blending for overlay, so it doesn't affect normal. So if you're going to use the transform, why is it okay for transform? So see that, okay, or you can move the position, okay, or you can rotate it, okay, or you can skew, okay, or you can what you call this, center, or see that. So this is, I think, from the transform from the origin uh, inside of the module box. Okay, so just only the, okay, for example, like that. Okay. So now we are almost done for the hero page. Okay, so settings here, for example, like I said, let's see if the size can we make it the full width or maximum. Okay, maximum. Okay, as you can see, we can change the height. Okay. So this one, the width, the maximum width. Okay, so that's the maximum now. Okay, so that's it. So you can spacing, so nothing else. So let's try the filter. So I can be Hulk, presenting myself as a Hulk to client, or I can be the Beast from X-Men, yeah, or Avatar. Just kidding aside. Okay, saturation. So if I look pale like that, zombie. Okay, brightness, so contrast, and so on and so forth. Okay, so, so sepia, opacity, okay, something like that. Okay, blurry. Okay, it's more, this one is more um, good for image filtration. Okay, filtering. Aside from that, you can put animation when it goes to uh, present your, wait, let's see, so on the design, I put animation on it. Okay, so design, animation. So if you are love with doing animation, okay, so you can play around with this one, not just only on the center. You can from right to left or left to right, okay, up and down, so like something like that. So like this one, okay, and then okay, and then this one, for example, I'd like from top to bottom, sliding it from the center, not only in the center but from okay, from the starting from down. Okay, so let's see. Okay, or the whole this one, so it's overkill if I'm going to put anything on the, okay, example, I'm saving it. Okay, saving it, and then I'm going to check it on the back by refreshing it, and that's it, guys, we're done. Okay, that's easy. Okay, very easy. So the next preparation you will do, or once you do this on the first container, so you can manipulate the next and the next and so on container that will follow. So the only thing using Divi and WordPress with uh, Divi page builder, once you can manipulate one container or one block, it's easily for you to manipulate the rest block that you're going to add on it. Okay, one thing, a feature of this container before we end. Okay, I think the divider, I forgot this one, the divider. What is the divider? For example, the top. I'm going to design the top with a divider that they have of the DB, so I can design it like this, because for example the red, it's here, so I like red for my Ubuntu background there. It's kinda dark red, for example, so I would like to be blended on it. Okay, so that's the use of the divider. Okay, then the height, okay, or the horizontal of it, how many horizontal, uh, okay, so once I okay, and then save, and let's see. Okay, this is the first one that we made, and this is the new one when I refresh it. So as you can see, we have now the I think I need more darker than this one. Alright, so more adjustments. Okay, but I hope you learn something new in our discussion for today regarding with this settings for your Divi page builder. Okay, so more, something like that. That. Okay. Now, if you can see sometimes in the bottom of it, so some okay, you can see you can do that only in the container, or what you call this, the container or the block of the page, okay, of your hero page, or every block of the Divi um, page builder. Okay, so I think it is not nice because uh, it affects. Oh, I can change it here on the top, so it will cover my image. Okay, so by changing this one, underneath section content, or it's on the top. Okay, so it will cover my um, image here. Okay, so once it, I'm going to change this one into this one, example. Yes, my dog is hungry now. Yep, something like that. Okay. Assuming I choose that, then I click. Okay. So in the settings, sometimes it will come out the original image, but it's actually on underneath of this one. So I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to check the new thing that I did. Okay, so that's it. So thank you for listening, and we have also this one is recorded, so you can replay the activity that we've done today, and hope you learned something, and have a great day, guys, and keep up the good work. Okay, so anything
Good
else?
work.